So I think we are live, everyone.
Hi, Ankush.
Yes.
Perfect. So, yep, we should be live. Let me just, hi everyone. Can you guys just give us a quick sort of confirmation if you are able to see us and hear us as well? So, quick confirmation will be great. Perfect. Seems like everything is working well. So, everyone. Okay, so just one small request to everybody here. Just please don't open the YouTube, otherwise I'll have an echo here. So don't open the YouTube link on your browser, right? So perfect. So thank you so much, guys, for joining me on this webinar. Really excited to have this discussion, and we already have close to 200 people sort of watching us, and I'm sure like a bunch of other people will be joining in later or will be watching this video later as well, right? So, so first of all, congratulations to all of you. Seems like all of you are at Microsoft. I'm sure like that's something that all of you are extremely happy about and proud of, right?
Right.
Right.
First of all, I'm
Yes.
so proud of the fact that all of you are at Microsoft. So, yeah, so perfect. So let me get started with like a quick sort of round around the room. Let's have a discussion. Let's just introduce ourselves, right? Like, so just if you can tell us a little bit about yourself in terms of whatever you feel is important, right? Like what college you're from, like how did you sort of study, what was what sort of internships, what sort of jobs did you do before coming to Microsoft? That'll be great to begin with. So maybe we start with Yashpreet. Yashpreet,
Yeah.
would you like to start? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So hi Ankush, hi everyone. So I'm Yashpreet from Maharaja Surajmal Institute of Technology. So I entered my college in 2017 and it was a tier 3 college. So I pretty much never expected a good placement from that. But like when I entered the college, I was expecting to do masters or maybe like explore my interest. So in second year, I joined a German course like from Max Muller Bhavan, but and did for a year. And I also tried for getting on CodeChef. I gave a long challenge on CodeChef before joining the Coding Ninja course. It was on February long challenge 2019. I literally remember that. And I could not even solve a single problem. And I was like, okay, for sure, I have to do masters. Placement is not going to be my thing. But I really wanted placement, but I was sure I was not going to make it. Then my friend told me about like the course of the competitive programming at Coding Ninjas. I took that course. I went to Germany for 1 month for like boot camp sort of thing. And then after then, like I joined the course of Coding Ninjas. I did that for 3 months. It was from September, and surprisingly, I gave first lunchtime a cook-off in October. Then I got 2000 rank something global. So I was like, wow, okay, this course is actually working. I'm improving on my problem solving skills. And I have joined a lot of like coding hubs like before, like coding institutions, but I don't know, it was a really good connect with Ankush sir that every topic was seeming good, and Parik sir too. So it was a really good experience with that. And then luckily in the final year, I got internship at ShareChat. I told Ankush sir, he was very happy for that, and I told him how I got there. And after that, I got internship in Amazon, which is a dream for any tier 3 college student. And so yeah, and I did a 6 month internship over there. It was a really nice experience, and luckily I got offer at Microsoft as well while I was interning in Amazon. So I didn't prepare for Microsoft as such, but it came on the way and I prepared and gave. So it was never a thoughtful dream, because I don't think any tier 3 college student can dream of Microsoft for sure, because like it doesn't hire from tier 3. Luckily this year was a lucky year for us. So yeah, it was a good experience for me.
So I don't agree to that, right? Like, so every tier 3 person, every tier 3 college person or whatever college person or no college person should dream of whatever they want to dream about, right? And because if you don't dream about it, you will definitely not get it. Right. So at least if you give yourself bigger dreams, you will achieve something out of it. And I totally understand that Microsoft, I do know that doesn't hire much from outside the top sort of colleges. But yeah, that's absolutely great, right? Yashwin, I obviously know a little bit of your journey. Like we have been in touch over WhatsApp. So yeah, so really happy for you, and I do know the sort of struggle you have gone through. And one thing again I tell everybody is that मास्टर्स के दौरान पढ़ना है तो तब पढ़ लेना, अभी पढ़ लोगे तो अभी लग जाएगी, है ना? Just
Actually,
because you will do, just because you will do a masters, you will not get a job. You will have to get these skills during your masters as well. So you might as well get those skills now, right? So, but yeah, I'm glad you didn't have to do a master's just for the sake of placements.
Save some
Right?
money and time.
It's a lot of, honestly, it does take money, but 2 years of your life is significant. Right? Like if you
Exactly.
think about it, that's, or for an average person, that's like maybe 1.5% of their life. That's a significant part of our life which you should not spend doing, which you don't want to do. Perfect. So
Exactly.
let's move to Naman. Hi, Naman.
Hi,
Welcome to this webinar. Would love to know a little bit about you. I'm sure everybody here in the webinar is also looking forward to hear about you. So please do sort of introduce yourself and let us know what all you have been doing.
Yeah. Hi, Ankush sir. Hi, everyone. I'm currently a fourth-year electronics student from Punjab Engineering College, and I've recently completed my internship at Microsoft, which was a 6-month internship in Feeds and Notification Services team. So, starting about my coding journey, being an electronics student, we do not have much exposure to coding and stuff, right? Because we did not even have the course, and literally in my till my second year, till the ending of my second year, I did not even know C++, not even the hash include thing, the first line, the header lines. So it was totally new, and I started coding when there was a lot of pressure on me, because in third year I had to like bag an internship, right? So when the the lockdown started on 15th of March, when the government's message came on, so I started coding right from the day and exploring courses on coding. And just actually my friends had these courses, right? And they used to do these stuff, and I was like, they were making things and all, they were making websites and all. So that provoked me, and I just came into this coding thing. And after this lockdown, in that period, in that 3-4 month of period before the July of the same year, after my second year, I just practiced a lot on Coding Ninjas, and then I went on to the competitive programming course of Coding Ninjas as well. And I started coding contests. And Microsoft, my first company in which I shortlisted, and then I gave the interview and I got selected. And now I'm pleased with Microsoft. So yeah, that is it.
तो ये अब मैं इसमें एक ही चीज बोलना चाहता हूँ, सब लोग प्लीज ये मत सोचना कि 4 महीने 5 महीने पढ़ के सबका कुछ हो जाता है, राइट? So it requires effort.
Yeah.
This guy obviously was able to do a lot in those 4-5 months, and honestly, right, like this is something that I tell everybody, that for a lot of people who do well during their college, one thing is common, that they will use their summer vacation very effectively. Right? Because rest of the time you end up wasting, or you end up investing in your college. But during summer vacation, you don't have anything else to do. And for a lot of you, like you got this period of lockdown where again, you didn't have to do much in college, right? So a lot of people just wasted this time, but a lot of people actually used it very effectively as well, right? So glad, Naman, that you were able to do that. And ये तो बहुत ही common है, right? Like everybody will find one reason why sort of they did not have the right opportunities, है ना? यशप्रीत को लग रहा है कि वो tier 3 कॉलेज में था, तुम्हें लग रहा है कि तुम इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स में थे, but in the end all of you will realize that you had to invest that time. And even you will find people in tech, right, who are in computer science, they might not have as good jobs as that you have, just because they did not invest the time, right? Like you need to invest that time to learn, get the right skills. And I'm super proud of the fact that at least the tech industry doesn't really care about degree or your sort of college, as long as you get the right skills, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. So do all of you agree to that? So somebody asked on the chat as well that do Microsoft or other companies care that much about degree, right? Like when they're looking to hire for software engineering, like what do you guys think about that?
As such, that degree is not that important. It's the skills that matters.
Right? Yep, definitely. So yeah, so these companies, so honestly, right, like they're struggling so much to hire good talent that they don't really have the option to be very choosy in terms of that I want only this college, I want only that, right? Like they just want the right skills. But otherwise, every company is literally struggling to hire. Whereas like there are like thousands and thousands of people who really are struggling to get into this, right? So it's just crazy. So perfect. So Sakshi, let's move to you. If you can just give us a quick introduction, that'll be great. Yeah.
Yeah. So, hi everyone. I am Sakshi Sharma. I recently graduated from the Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati, and I joined Microsoft this year itself in June. And talking about my coding journey started from my high school itself. I had computer science as my fifth subject, and that was my favorite subject. So I knew that I wanted to take up something related as my major. So at my college, I took mathematics and computing as my major, which is it was a very new course. So like I had my doubts regarding it. So it has courses from mathematics, finance, and computer science. So pretty versatile course. Then in my first year, I was exploring everything. So I also tried machine learning a bit. I took some courses in machine learning. I tried data analytics. But at the beginning of the third semester, when I started my seniors getting internships at big tech companies, so that motivated me a lot, and I officially started my journey formally with I bought the Coding Ninja C++ DSA course first, and the guidance that I got there, the video tutorials from Ankush sir also, like so they were really helpful. There was constant peer support and everything, the coverage of the topic, so that I believe that was pretty helpful. Then I also started giving contests and like practicing questions from other platforms as well. And to keep up my consistency, there is a feature on almost every platform. You have to maintain a daily streak, and so I tried to keep. So it is. I believe that consistency is really important. Even if you do like one or two questions, like that also matters a lot in the long run. So in my second year, I did an internship in machine learning that was mostly based on computer vision. And then Microsoft came to my campus for hiring for the internship season. I was also a part of the Codes mentorship program. So there also I got a lot of guidance from the Microsoft leadership, and we had seminars, we had coding assignments there. So I had a feel of how it would feel to work at Microsoft, and I was really impressed by that. So I knew that I want to get into Microsoft. Then we had like the normal procedure that we have for internship season. We had technical rounds, HR rounds, and then I made it to the internship. And the internship was a really great learning experience for me. It was the first time I was working in a big tech company with so many smart people around, and like on a real life product which will actually create some impact in the world. So at the end, we again had one or two interviews for the PPO, and I secured a PPO there. And yeah, so I got placed at Microsoft in that way, and currently I'm working here, and it is a great experience. Every day I know that whatever I'm working on, it is making a difference in somebody's life, right? So that is a very good feeling.
Yeah. Perfect. So let's move to Divyansh.
Hi everyone. Hi Ankush. Hi, I'm Divyansh. I'm working at Microsoft. I'm basically from VIT Chennai. So I have recently completed 1 year at Microsoft in this July. Sorry. Yeah. So basically, when I was in college, I was not much into the coding from starting. So I spent like first 2 years more into web development and exploring various areas like web development. And first year I spent mostly on the cybersecurity stuff because that's the thing like as freshers I was actually interested in. Then when we came for internships kind of thing, I was not able to get development related internship. So from I think it was the end of the second year during the summer vacations, I enrolled into machine learning and the data structures course. Like I enrolled in two courses simultaneously, and yeah, 1 year later, basically I was basically got shortlisted for the internship at Microsoft. So then I did a 2-month internship, and I was fortunate enough to get a second internship at Microsoft, but that was a 6-month. So yeah, that was a pretty much experience, because I would like to say like the way Ankush actually you teach, right? I know the recursion thing. Basically, you said like
Seriously.
focus on this thing बाकी काम अपने आप छोड़ दो कि वो कैसे होगा. With that thing, I was actually confused, like how does the recursion work? I was not able to visualize that properly. But yeah, that one sentence basically कि मतलब इतने पे focus करो बाकी छोड़ दो कैसे होगा. That actually helped me a lot. I was able to solve much problems like DP or any other problem. I was able to understand what recursion actually means, because that was a basis of like every other data structures problems that I solved.
Yep,
So
yep.
yeah.
So honestly, right, like, so for me, when I sort of realized that PMI is what is behind recursion, and so that just made me feel कि इतना useless नहीं था ये topic, right? Like,
Yeah, PMI we have read it like in 11th, 12th, I guess. But today we say it's kind of useless. Why do we even prove it?
But it's
Yeah,
crazy.
I would like to add that, Uncle, like a lot of friends of mine, at least 5 friends, and 3 of them like took the course and like watched the videos. Recursion was a thing that everyone is actually scared of in start of like their journey. But the recursion was clear, then DP was clear, then graph was looking easy because DFS is it's everything recursion over there. So
Yeah.
like that was a turning point for us. Like, okay, if we can understand recursion, we can do a DP rec memo. If we can do rec memo, I think any company except for Google, they accept like rec memo solution as well. So yeah, like this is a very good thing to know.
So yeah, before like joining this, like before taking the course, I actually had DSA course in my college also, but there I was not even clear of the recursion. Like I was afraid of like graphs, trees, and all. Like how does this even work, kind of thing. Like after that, it became super awesome.
Yeah.
But man, I'm glad that I've been able to help. So this is something that I hear a lot, right? Like, and luckily that I enjoy it every time I hear it. That recursion was the scariest thing, and like now it's my favorite topic. Right? Like that's definitely true for me. I absolutely love any sort of concept which is very very neat, which is very sort of right. Like it's not very complicated, but it's
Right.
very hard to understand at the beginning. But once you get it, it just becomes like your best friend, which will help you really solve a lot of things. So yeah. So absolutely love recursion, absolutely love. And just random thing I want to tell you, right? Like, so in college, I remember I took a course in discrete mathematics. There was a topic called Pigeonhole Principle.
Mhm.
You guys should read about
I-
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely useless principle. But it solves so many problems. It's as useless as it. What it says is, if you have 5 pigeonholes and you have 6 pigeons, there is going to be at least one hole which will have 3 pigeons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so common.
होगा ही ना, but it's amazing. Like it can solve so many amazing problems. Anyways, चलो सही है. I think like इसमें नहीं जाते. इसमें तो लोग बोर हो जाएंगे थोड़ा अपने से. So सही है. Perfect. So yeah. So would love to. Sakshi would like to come back to you, right? Like one thing I absolutely loved about what you said is that you feel that you are making impact, right? Like in the sense that whatever you're doing is helping out a lot of people. Honestly, that has been my struggle in my life. That तो ये फील ही नहीं आती थी कि मैं ये कर रहा हूँ और क्या ही फायदा हो रहा है, क्यों कर रहा हूँ. एंड लाइक लिटरली आई यूज्ड टू फील द सेम फॉर आई एम वर्किंग इन फेसबुक न्यूज फीड. डाउन हो भी जाएगी तो क्या फर्क पड़ता है. Like obviously it's highly impactful, right? Like there's so many people using it, people are getting so much the right sort of information, and it's entertainment as well, right? Like, and entertainment is important for everybody as well. But like and for me, like Coding Ninja sort of solved that. Would love to understand your point of view on that. Like what are you working on, and like what product you're working in, and how is that impacting people's life? I can totally understand that, like anything that you do in Microsoft, Amazon, right? Like it's reaching out to millions, billions of users. So definitely there is impact, but would love to know which team you are in and what all you have been doing.
Yeah. So like I think I recently joined. So rather than talking about my full-time experience, maybe I could talk about the internship experience. Yeah. So in my internship, I worked on the Microsoft Family Safety app. So that app is actually to for children for their safety and like for the entire safety of the family ecosystem. So one of the feature that app extends is that we can record the screen time of the children, and the parents can also track their children's location now. So it is like so it is basically trying to ensure the security of the children and like where they're spending their time and etc. So I believe that when I'm working on that app, right, I'm actually like, there is some parent out there who is worried about his child, and like he has this app with him, and like that app is, you know, giving him that assurance that okay, my child is doing okay, and even what websites and is he spending what amount on where, which website, and like is he, what is he doing on his device. So everything can be tracked by the parent, and we don't want to like it is not that we don't want the children to, you know, just study or like call out them whenever they are doing anything. So I believe, yeah, that is one of the major impact that it is causing, right?
Yeah. No, sounds absolutely amazing. Like I would like I can totally imagine how fun it will be to sort of work on something like that, right? Like, and yeah, sounds very, very interesting. Perfect. So let's take a few questions from the chat that we have, right? Okay. So I think there are a few people who want to know, right? Like, so in the sense that, should they start with DSA first? Should they start with development first? Like competitive programming kitna important hai nahi hai in the whole thing, right? Like, so like what do you guys sort of suggest? Maybe Yashpreet, do you want to answer that? Like,
Yeah, sure.
where to start from, and how important is competitive programming or development? Where should they invest more of their time?
Okay. So from my perspective, if you ask me, as I have started in like end of third year, so I roughly had 1 year to prepare. In fact, less than that. But what I have gathered about interviews and how companies hire is they care about what product, what like project you have worked on, and you have basic problem solving skills, right? So one can argue that like competitive programming is not important, but I would disagree to that, because competitive programming is not just like doing a sport. Instead, it is like making you think more about problem solving, like towards that domain. And every company have a test, and the test, like the level of the test are increasing day by day. So I think you have to prepare for competitive at least a little. You have to give some contest on code courses, code chef. And apart from that, if you participate in competitive programming, you also get that time bound pressure that you will be getting in interviews and tests as well. So it will prepare you for the worst, and like it will make you a better programmer in general. And you can start with the DSA thing, and parallelly one can do competitive, because on code forces, for example, if you go to any contest, I don't think like if the contest is div 2, so div 2 in ABC, there are almost array questions, and all the like logics are there, and there's no like higher data structure like segment tree or graph, something like that. It'll be like basically arrays. But so like it will be helping you to develop some problem solving skills there. And on the project side, one should have some basic projects and basic understanding how web works, how actually internet works, how mobile app works, how like is everything working in around you, because you will be working on the project like and at the end of any interview, right? So you should be prepared for that, because any interviewer will not say like you don't need to have any projects and you can just give a DSA interview and come. But I think the most priority should be given to DSA, because it will prepare you for CP and also like development, because you will be like using logic of the like array or any other thing inside the development projects. So I think DSA should be the first priority, and then you can move to like competitive or development depending on your needs, or both.
Sure. No, makes sense. Right. Anybody wants to add something in this? Naman, do you want to say something in this?
I would like to say, so
Yeah.
for me, like I agree with the Yashpreet, but for me, if you see, like if you search even on Code Forces or CodeCep, I have not I've not done competitive programming a bit. So mostly I participate on like interview contest that we have on Lead Code or something like that. So that yeah, there we can actually get the pressure for, like, if you want, like, the point that actually Spreet actually mentioned, that you get to have that timing window, right? So there you can feel that. And because what I actually feel is, like, in sometimes in the contest, like, you would be like in competitive contest, there are some advanced data structures like segment trees and all that are generally not being asked in interviews, and like it's more kind of like, this is what I actually feel. I'm not sure if this is a general opinion or not, but there's more kind of a the some of the questions are most based on the statistics and maths kind of thing. So I'm not that good on that. So yeah, I generally go with the interview questions where there's more of a logical kind of thing.
One
go ahead.
thing, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. One thing I can add regarding the projects is that so my projects were very diverse, right? So I tried web development, machine learning, and I also did, like, even in web development, I had hands on with Django and this Mern stack also. So that gave me an ability to pick up any tech stack very quickly, and that is one quality that they are looking in the software development as well. So this was one edge that I had, like, building projects in a diverse area, right? So this was one quality that I got from there. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I agree with
Yeah,
Sakshi there.
I totally agree on that.
So, okay. So I think obviously you guys have sort of different experiences, right? Like, so if I had 1 year to prepare, and I'm just trying to sort of sum it up. Obviously, I'll add my biasness into it, what I feel, right? Like, so if you have just 1 year to prepare, I'll also sort of recommend that just focus on DSA, do a little bit of competitive programming, try to get some project in your resume, and just go with that, right? But one thing that I like, most of you don't have 1 year. You have more years, right? Like, especially if you sort of at the starting of your college, you sort of realize that this is something that is important. You have 4 years. Then one thing that I really want all of you to do is not make this the next JE, that we have spent 2 years just like day in, day out, right? Like just thinking about JE, just doing that. Do not make these 4 years all about the end interviews and how to get or how to clear those interviews. I'm telling you, it's not the best use of your time, because the reality is JE is much harder than clearing these interviews, right? So that also, and JE is one day you have to do well on that day. Here, even if you fail on 5 interviews, the sixth interview, sixth company, seventh company, right? You need to crack one good company, and there are enough good companies out there. So first of all, don't try to spend 4 years just preparing for clearing these interviews, because in the end you have to join a company and you have a long career ahead of you, and so you need to build your skills accordingly. So if you do start early, please do not spend the 4 years just doing competitive programming. Please do work on your development skills, because once you join a company, you will not be doing competitive programming. You will be doing development. So you might as well learn that early on and sort of realize what you like, right? Otherwise, it will be as good as whatever first company will hire you, you will sort of join them. On the other hand, if you understand a little bit what you want to do, you will have the options and you will be sort of able to get to the right place where you will enjoy your work as well. Okay. So guys, like, seems like Sakshi and Divyansh and even Naman, right? Like all three of you got the Microsoft internship or the placement on campus. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Right?
For me, it's what a different experience. It was not exactly on campus. Like, it was basically on national level competition that was there, TechSetGo that was there, and yeah, from there I got that opportunity to internship.
Sure. So what I want to sort of ask is, if I am not in a college where Microsoft is visiting me on campus, what are the potential options that I have to get an offer from Microsoft, and what could I do to sort of crack those things, right? Like, so would any of you have good idea in terms of what are the sort of different competitions, what are the sort of different programs that Microsoft has that we could potentially sort of explore?
Yeah, Divyansh, go ahead.
Okay, so like in my case, like since Microsoft has not visited our campus, so for me, it was basically this was a national level competition. Except Go. I think the name has changed maybe now. So for what happened is it was basically a 3 interview kind of thing. So first was basically your uh, clearing online assessment, where it was like you have 3 basic questions on problem solving. That was this basically to judge like whether you are able to have a good grasp on basic data structures like arrays or dictionaries kind of thing, has maps. So only the basic data structures were asked, and you were required to solve at least uh, like 3 questions. You were required to 2 questions fully, and the third question with 80% of the test cases.
Okay.
So once those who have cleared the first round, then what happened is like your whole India, basically they got divided into kinds of different hubs, and in each of this hub there was one college that was selected, and that Microsoft visited that college, and on the college of that city has to basically go there. So who have got shortlisted. So in that case, the second round was basically your written paper. That was basically we call as a group fly round. So in that questions, there was some normal questions. Like for me, what was asked to is implement a library kind of function, like a library function, and then debugging on C++ kind of thing. So and then after that, there was a one-on-one interviews. Like those interviews, like 3 one-on-one interviews I had. So after that, the results were declared out. So it was basically 5 in set.
Okay. Sure. Anybody else, like Yashpreet, how was your experience?
So I gave a Microsoft test in the third year end. Like when I joined the course after some time, maybe I joined after joining the course 4 months after that. And I was able to solve all the questions. Surprisingly, I was not expecting that. But to my surprise, I talked to my seniors. I think Divyansh is 1 year senior to me, if I can recall, if it like the name of the test is Exit Go. So all were saying you will get a like interview link for sure, because like if you solve all the questions, there are high chances you will be getting that. But sadly, I didn't get any interview link, and I got rejection, in fact, after some time. So I was very shocked, and I was demoralized that there is a possibility they rejected me on the basis of college. So I moved on with that, and in the final year, I didn't like particularly apply to any job ID. I was applying to the job ID like whenever like it is visible to me, and they send out that the test link whenever and like they had the extra openings for the new hires. So they actually send the test link not by like rolling out any new link to that. So what I can suggest to like everyone on the video is you should apply anywhere like you want to go, and you should not think that you will be rejected, because there might be a possibility that there will be a opening and you will get a test link to that. So if I would have thought like that, I'll be not getting to like interview thing, then
Sure.
I would not have applied.
Sure.
So yeah.
So basically, you applied to the career pages.
Yeah.
And basically, that's from there you got.
Yeah. So like actually not exactly the career pages, but there was some job opening at the time of like maybe 3-4 months back. So I applied there, and like luckily they had the resume in the database, and the HR actually like said that to me. So yeah.
Okay. No, makes a lot of sense, right? Like, so, and what you said is absolutely true, that a lot of times we are scared of rejection. But one thing you need to realize, if you don't apply, that's an auto rejection. So you might as well apply and then get rejected, right? That's at least better. So, and one thing that happens, right? Like when you start sort of applying some places, you start getting rejections, you need to keep finding reasons why you are getting rejected, and like keep working on that and keep improving that. That's how sort of eventually you can end up getting to the right place. Okay, there are a bunch of questions which are talking about I am in a tier 3 college, I have 1 year gap, I am not in CSE. Guys, honestly, I think like these are all things that if you keep telling yourself, I can assure you, you will not be able to get to the places you want to get to. But the reality is, it's you yourself who is stopping you now, not any of these reasons. As I said earlier, all of these companies really want to hire. They are not finding enough people. So whether you had an year gap, whether you are not from a good college, or branch does not matter at all. Please get the right skills and you will be able to get there, right? You will be able to get the right jobs. Please focus on your skills rather than focusing on all these things. Okay. So Sanjay is asking exactly what Naman's story is. Sanjay is saying, I am not in CS, I am in ECE. I'm getting into third year. Should I start programming now? Will I be able to get a job? I think we have a perfect example in front of us. Naman, यही बोला ना तुमने third year में start किया, right? Like the starting of third year, ECE, starting of third year, and like don't know programming anything. As of now, हमारा जो data set है वो तो बताता है कि perfect recipe है for getting job in Microsoft. So you might just follow his path, right? So absolutely, see. अगर तुम फोर्थ ईयर में होते तुम सेकंड ईयर में होते हमारा आंसर एग्जैक्टली सेम होता प्लीज आज शुरू कर लो राइट लाइक whatever place you are in it's never too late it's never too early now is the best time so please start learning today if you start early you will get more time you will be more relaxed you will be more confident if you will start in fourth year you will always be very stressed you will have that sort of feeling कि यार नहीं होगा हो जाएगा पता नहीं क्या होगा right like there's just too much stress on yourself you'll be putting on yourself if you start early you will have options to do internships getting one first decent internship will give you enough confidence कि अब नौकरी लग जाएगी and once you gain that confidence that अब मेरी job लग जाएगी अब तो मेरी नहीं लगेगी तो किसकी लगेगी मैं बता रहा हूँ like you will do wonders right because you just need to get to that place because once you get to that place then it's just so much confidence that lets you to take risks right you can sort of start applying to places which you will not dream of earlier right like so please एक जगह बस एक बारी सही जगह पे पहुंच के ना बहुत सही जाता है right what do you guys think
Definitely a case with me.
hit that first what was that first feeling for you कि अब ठीक है अब नहीं होगा अब गड़बड़ नहीं होगी जिंदगी में बढ़िया जाएगा
मेरा तो लाइक शेयर चैट जब हुआ था मैंने आपको बताया था तब इट वाज लाइक पीक कि अब तो मतलब कुछ भी कर देंगे कोई दिक्कत नहीं है
सही है
I remember I was like coding from like past 3 or 4 months when I mean the day 10th of August previous year it was my Microsoft interviews day and from previous 4 months I was like studying constantly for 13 and 14 hours to get a good internship and finally on 10th my result came at 3 a.m. in night like the mail came at 3 a.m. I was like shouting and all I woke up my parents and all and it was like that was the moment for me because like up 3-4 mahine se pad rahe and then you get something which you didn't even think of at the first day this was the best feeling
yep makes sense so yeah similarly hogi I'm guessing what about you Sakshi like what was the first IIT जा रहे हैं अब तो ठीक ही हो जाएगा
So in my second year there was some competition organized by Fidelity Investments so I did well there and I had a PPI from they call it like pre-internship offer kind of thing so but the catch was that if I accept that offer I cannot sit for any company on campus but I knew कि इससे तो अच्छी companies आने वाली हैं मेरे को so that was a huge risk that I took because उससे वो semester भी काफी heavy था and like CGPA का भी थोड़ा था तो I was like कि मतलब it should not go wrong फिर when I actually cracked the company that I sat for in the slot 1 itself तब लगा कि like I have belief in myself and if I ठान लूँ तो हो जाएगा types so yeah.
No, this is so true, right? Like I keep telling everybody that please get the right skills, and once you get the right skills and you gain this confidence, then like you will actually do what you want to do. You will get that freedom, right? Like you will start instead of thinking about मेरे को कौन लेगा, right? You will start thinking about मैं कहाँ जाना चाहता हूँ, right? Like that, and that's a very different sort of mindset. And once you sort of get there, then you feel like you're in control of everything and like you can decide what you really want to do, right? So Sanjay, I hope we answered your question. A little longer answer than what was needed, but just it's never too late. Please start and get the right skills and you'll be absolutely fine. So okay, so now this is a very interesting question from Ayush, right? Like which I think again is a very common sort of question that a lot of students have. That so will it be a problem if he writes code in Python? in case of Microsoft or in general about other sort of, let's say, FANG companies or relatively larger product-based companies, will there be a loss if the person is writing code in Python? Who would like to go? Divyansh, do you want to sort of comment?
Yeah. So like I have a mixed answer for this. So in the written test that was asked, so debug programs that were there, so they were specific to C, like basic C, like int 16 and on that data type. Sorry. So if not, like you don't have an idea of like the how does this int 16 actually works, or like operations on that, then that would be kind of difficult. But yeah, it doesn't specifically for Python only. It is basically you should have like you should know of how memory is accessed, kind of thing. That is the basic concept, like how you will accessing that memory. So some fundamentals of that. So I don't think like coding in Python is a problem, kind of thing, because like during the internship I've met people like during the internship, the one colleague who I was working with, she actually wrote the code in Python for the interview. So, and she got selected. And since she was there, that means like she knew only Python. She didn't need C++, but yeah, her fundamentals were strong. So that's why she was able to clear it. So yeah, in like programming language doesn't matter, but yeah, your fundamentals should be strong. So it's kind of mixed kind of thing.
Yeah. No, that makes sense, right? Like in the sense that a lot of companies do ask a few MCQs on pointers, right? Like a Python kiya, Java kiya, to shayad nahi ho payega wo. But then basically, I think like you just need to go with one and do well in that. You cannot cover all your bases here. You just learn one language, do really well. I do recommend people to sort of start with C++ or Java, just because I believe once you do one of these two, moving to any other language is going to be straightforward, right? But I think Python is absolutely fine as well. In majority of the cases, you should not face an issue. Sakshi, Yashpreet, Naman, do you want to add anything on this? Do you disagree or like any sort of thoughts?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Naman.
Okay. Yeah.
Naman, go
Actually,
ahead.
you can go on. Okay. So I just recommend like you should have a secondary language, and also Python only matters when you do competitive programming. In interview cases, they don't generally. I mean, Python is not an issue. Yeah. It is only because Python is a little bit slow in comparison with C++ and Java in competitive programming. Else an interview part, there's no much problem. Only you need to know fundamentals of Java and C++, the DMA, the dynamic memory access things, and these stuffs only.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sakshi, anything you want to add?
Yeah, that is what I was getting to. So mostly the companies are language agnostic, but I also believe that Java and C++ you get a better hold on OOPS concepts also if you start from these. So yeah.
Yeah. One thing that I would like to add from my experience is like I started learning like during the college. I basically use C++ for coding, and like for Python I use for development kind of thing. But now in the professional, basically I don't use any of these languages. I am using C#. So yeah, like your language actually changes. You can't stick to one particular language. So if you say like, okay, I know Python, but I can't code in C++, then that's something you have to look into, like why you can't code in Python or in C++.
No, absolutely. So I think like that's absolutely true, right? Like you don't want to become a Java developer, you don't want to become a Python developer, you want to become a good software developer.
I want to add one thing.
Yeah, please go ahead.
What happened is I had some interview of like service-based company. So I would highly recommend don't write any language if you don't have a really good command on it, especially Java. Like because people in industry have a good knowledge on Java, and I wrote Java very confidently. And one interviewer actually grilled me a lot on that, and it was mostly a service-based company, and that happens a lot in service-based companies, that they focus on language things. But so be sure of that you know every language that you have written, or you don't write it's not gonna make you shortlisted or rejected from that. So please don't write if you don't know exactly how it works and how
extremely important point, right? Like don't mention anything in your resume if you're not
updated with it. Actually, I did Java in first year, a lot of Java in first year, but at the end of fourth year, I think I don't remember much of the concepts. So this was my the bad part on that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So just to give you guys like my sort of experience with Microsoft, I tried. First experience was during my B.Tech. है ना, टेस्ट ही क्लियर नहीं हुआ था. मेरे को याद है कि कुछ तो नहीं याद है, लाइक 2-3 प्रोग्रामिंग प्रॉब्लम्स थी और it was not on a compiler, it was supposed to be a handwritten test, नहीं क्लियर हुआ था. And second I remember during my MS इंटरव्यू हुआ था माइक्रोसॉफ्ट का और कुछ तो डेटा एल्गोरिथम की कोई प्रॉब्लम थी, आई थिंक मे बी, और फिर वहां पर भी रिजेक्ट हो गया था. काफी सैड है माइक्रोसॉफ्ट. That is true for a lot of other companies as well. For example, I think Google also, I failed 3 times for Google interviews. Yeah, 3 or 4 times. है ना, दोनों टाइम पे इंटर्नशिप, दोनों टाइम पे जॉब. So yeah, so I think like काफी रैंडम है, किसी भी रीजन से हो सकता है कि ना हो, but yeah. So overall, I do recommend everybody to not just have one dream company. You are setting yourself up for failure. Please just work on things. There are enough good companies. You will get one good company, and that's what it is important, right? Like so. Otherwise, तो काफी risky है. You are effectively making it JEE. But I was just saying that this is not JEE because you don't have to succeed on that specific day. You are effectively you're making it that. Perfect. So our extracurricular activities important for placements, not in tech. I don't think that is true, right? Like, so if you hackathons absolutely will help, right? Anything to do with tech will help, right? Like you being a member of some sort of club within college, I don't think it will help unless it's a tech related club, right? Like when you're sort of doing something in tech and learning something in tech. So won't be very helpful. Okay. And it's just sorry, just sort of remembered one thing. अभी recently we posted a video on YouTube where I sort of talked about companies which I failed to clear. मैंने Google का idea दिया and उसके next day मुझे 4 मेरे students का message आया. Sir, it was so funny that like, so it's funny to see that you sort of failed to get in Google and like we got to get to go, right? So like बहुत ही सही था. चलो सही है. So okay. So guys, I think like we are mostly repeating questions here in terms of what we are getting at chat, right? Like, so the only thing that I want to tell all of you is that there is no one path that all of you have to follow. Just please focus on your foundation skills. That is going to be data algorithms, right? Please focus on that first. Don't just keep doing that. Please move to competitive programming if that's something that you enjoy, or move to development if that's something that you enjoy, right? My personal recommendation is that do competitive programming, but don't do just competitive programming. Do work on your development skills. You will get the right opportunities if you do that, right? Please go ahead and do that. So then there are a couple of people who are sort of saying that, hey, all of these people joined Coding Ninjas, but like if I can't afford the course, what can I do? So 2 things I would like to say here. One is that everybody who is sort of attending this webinar, we do have some discount for you guys. I think there is a 20% discount that you will get in addition to whatever is the discount on the website already. That I think my team will be able to share in this box now, and also in the description you will be able to find that link. Along with that, even then, if it's not affordable, please reach out to me and I'll find a way to sort of make it work for you, right? If you really cannot afford it, please reach out and we'll find a way to make it work for you. Okay, guys, again, a bunch of questions like, I'm in first year, what should I do? I'm in second year, what should I do? I'm in third year, what should I do? Guys, simple answer hai na? Please पढ़ लो, और skills पे काम कर लो. You need to get the skills whichever year you are in. Once you get the right skills, you'll be absolutely okay. Right. So one last thing that I want to know from all of you, right? It might sound like an HR question. What do you think you want to do after 5 years, right? Like, so would love to sort of know from all of you, what is it that sort of, I'm sure you're enjoying at Microsoft, and that's why I'm not asking what do you want to do next year. That's not something that you would like to tell, right? Like, ये अभी मेरा क्या plan है? So at least for 5 years, like, what do you think eventually you want to do with the sort of skills you have, or whatever you would like to think that you will be happy about? Sakshi, let's start from you.
For me, like I will gather the skills, like right technical skills, and eventually I want to take up leadership roles in whatever company that I'm working for, Microsoft. And apart from that, on the passion side, I'm very passionate about public speaking, mentoring. So that is also, I've already started as a speaker with Coding Ninjas, so I think I have a start now. So yeah, that is also one thing that I'm very passionate about. So that will be there.
Okay. Okay. So when you say leadership role, right? Like, do you mean like a leadership role within tech, like sort of becoming like a tech lead engineering manager, then sort of going in that direction, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Makes sense. Yashpreet?
Frankly speaking, I don't have as such planned thing for 5 years or something, but I think I'll be trying to try new things on the way. For example, I'll be working on like big data right now, and I work on Django and front-end technologies, including React, Vue, Next.js. So I think I'll be exploring the tech more now, and I'll try to make some extra projects for sure now, because I'll be getting some time in Microsoft, and also on weekends I'll try to do that. And apart from that, yeah, I think like, it will be same thing for me as Sakshi, that I'll try to go for like leadership roles, or like if I can take more responsibility of my team, or more responsibility wherever I work, and learn from my seniors and read some books about like how actually like things are working in the industry. So I think these are the like some good habits that I'll try to cultivate in the coming years. And apart from that, like on the hobbies part, I'll try to play like table tennis more, maybe do some gym, enjoy, actually enjoy.
मुझे अभी तुम 1 January
हम वही है.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, Divyansh, what about you?
Yeah, so I have been like in more than 1 year, and in more than 1 year, I'm enjoying the debugging and working on the development cycle. I've solved like some of the problems that I've never faced actually, like the problems of scales, like how much in the node something can support.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I will continue on that aspect and read more about it, kind of thing. And for now, I've not decided to go. Like I've not seen. I'm enjoying the IC road here, so I've not yet decided. Like in 5 years whether I would want to be in leadership, or I would just want to be a IC kind of thing. So that thing I think like for at least for some time I would be there in IC road, and let's see like how it actually pans out.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm going out with the flow.
Yeah, makes sense. What about you, Naman?
My is a little bit different. So currently for my 4th year, I'm trying to excel up my ratings on Codeforces, like trying to bag some good company. I mean, this is what my target is for this year. And for the next 5 years, like I'm not much interested into this. I'll be going out for an MBA, and I want to be a business entrepreneur, because I want to open a sneaker collection company. So that's what I'm working on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. No, that sounds very interesting. The only thing I would say is that please do understand what an MBA provides before you sort of sign up for it. Most of the time, like you can't really learn business in a classroom. So, ठीक है. But I think I have very, very strong feelings about MBA and like the amount of time and money you invest in that, right? But yeah, perfect. So thank you so much, guys. This was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed talking to all of you. And I really hope I think Yashpreet, I am constantly in touch with on WhatsApp. Will definitely love to be in touch with the rest of you as well. So do feel free to sort of reach out to me.
Sure.
Yeah, and I think we have added the LinkedIn profile for all 4 of you on the description. And anybody in the sort of whoever is watching this, you have any questions you want to reach out to me or rest of the panelists, like please do reach out to them on LinkedIn. We will be very, very happy to sort of help in whatever way we can, right? We do understand that sometimes this becomes very overwhelming, right? Like overall prep, overall sort of journey, and like sometimes it feels like yaar pata nahi kaise hi hoga, and having the right mentor to just speak to you for 2 minutes can even make a huge difference. So please feel free to reach out to any of us, whoever you want to talk to, and we'll be happy to sort of help you out in whatever way we can, right? And as I said earlier, the discount coupon, I think the link is already added in the comment. It's pinned at the top of the chat box, and otherwise you can sort of, it will be part of the description box as well as on the comment on the video. So thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for taking out time and helping out everybody in this webinar. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ankush, for
Thank
having
you.
us. Thank you for having us.
Thank
Yeah.
you, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Ankush.
Bye.